Yeah, if you thought the recap of game one was bad, God, I don't even know where to begin. I don't know if there's anything left to say that hasn't already been said about how this might have been one of the worst hockey games I've ever witnessed as a fan of the Boston Bruins. Just, I don't know that I can pull a single good thing away from this. I've thought about it for the past 24 hours, practically nonstop. And I don't think there's a single thing that comes to mind that I can be like, well, at least the Bruins did this. Zadorov hit a guy really hard and cross-checked Rasmus Dahlin and got fined $5,000 for. I don't even know if that's a good thing, but it happened. That's all I've got, because the Bruins got beat 6-0 in Game 4 of the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. They are down 3-1 heading back to Buffalo for Game 5, and they have to find something. I know I said they have to find something before Game 4, and by God, did they do the exact opposite. So they have to find something else. And I don't know if that's different line combinations. I don't even know if it was just the players on the ice, as it was the whole vibe of this entire game. From 4.5 minutes in to the final buzzer, the Bruins were not in this game in any capacity. They played like the worst team. They played some of the worst hockey I think I've seen from them all season. And only bits and pieces of the second period, a tiny bit of the second period, they played somewhat competitively, where they get good pressure, they're making good checks, they're not scoring goals because they didn't. They did score a goal at the very end. We did break the shutout, so I was going to say they didn't score any goals, but they basically didn't score any goals for what it's worth. They got to start over again in Game 5. And they don't have to win the series in Game 5. They just have to stay alive. And I would love nothing more than this Bruins team to march into Buffalo, shut them up, force a Game 6, get to play at home, and actually give the fans something to cheer for this time around. But they got to figure it out. Swayman, it's crazy to say in a 6-1 blowout that Swayman played pretty well. The team in front of him just did nothing. I think I have notes that the first 2 goals were both caused by turnovers or failed clears of the zone. And probably more of them were, I just stopped taking notes. Eventually it got so bad that it wasn't even worth me writing down my thoughts. Certainly nothing good was going to come of that. So probably more. Swayman even kept out a couple of chances that could have made this game worse. And he had some words for the bench when he eventually got pulled after the 6th goal. I think it was just a preservation thing. He's getting shelled. Let's get him out of there. I think he starts Game 5. I don't think we switch up the starter. I don't think it was that type of performance. And again, it's crazy to say the goalie didn't play poorly in a 6-0 thumping at that point, but there was nothing Swayman could do. I think he faced probably 30 something shots. I think 18 of which were in the first period, where the Sabres scored 4 goals. So if you're just going to let him get shelled like that, some are going to sneak through. And especially when they're on really high danger chances, where the Bruins are on tired legs and can't get out and they're not playing well, things are going to slip through the cracks, and a lot of them did. So I really have nothing else to add. The Bruins just need to go win a game, keep themselves in the chase, and go from there. There's not a single thing I can point to and say this needs to be done better. The entire Bruins team, forwards and defense, needs to play better. Again, I don't know if it was anything to do with the line combinations. If I remember my stats correctly, the top D pairing was -4, I think, by the 5th goal or something. Arvidsson went out with an upper body injury partway through this game, so we'll see if that affects the lines. There's a lot of funky top line, forward lines just getting mixed up. both I think to just light some fires and to deal with that. We'll see what happens, but again, poor Reichel and Jordan Harris, who just showed up and got shit on. So we'll see. But I think the Bruins know, like every locker room interview you can watch, every post game press conference you can watch says the same thing. Versus game one, where it was like, oh, we played well, but we lost. We kind of blew it there. This was like nothing went well. Marco Sturm said nothing went well. Charlie McAvoy said nothing went well. We should be embarrassed, and they should. It was, again, I think one of the worst hockey games I've watched this season, let alone in a long time as a Bruins fan. So that's all I got. Bruins just got to go win one in Buffalo. I'm really trying to motivate myself to feel like the Bruins have a chance, but God, after what I just watched, it's like it just sucks all the hope out of you. So we'll see. There's a chance the Bruins season ends tomorrow, but we'll deal with that in due time. So let's see if they can win one and just bounce back from what I think is one of the worst hockey games I've ever watched in my life.